Philip Harding here. I want to introduce you guys something new from Burris Thermal Optics. As you can see, we've got quite a selection here. Three main categories. We've got handhelds, rifle scopes, and clip-ons, which are kind of a neat hybrid of both. I'll get into a little bit of details on that here in a minute. The handheld devices, we've got two different sizes here, the 50 millimeter and the 35 millimeter. Those sizes actually do carry over across the line, and we'll get into those differences here in a minute. The handheld is purely a handheld scanner. Hold it up to your eye, view across your field of view, your plains, your mountains, wherever you're at, and pick up thermal images through the scope. We have app connectivity so that we can connect to our phone and even control the unit with our phone. We've got the ability to record video, record photos, zoom in and out from 1 to 4x of the optical zoom smoothly. It's a pretty full-featured little handheld unit. Runs for quite a long time. I believe it's about 5.5, 6 hours on a full battery charge. So you could go all night long if you really wanted to. And then of course we took that whole visual concept and adapted it to a rifle scope. This is designed to be able to withstand recoil. As you can see, it comes with mounts already attached. It'll attach to any Picatinny rail for your AR type firearms or your bolt guns. Again, with the different sizes, what that's going to do is kind of affect your magnification. If you've got your 50 millimeter objective, you're going to have a higher base magnification than you would out of your 35 millimeter objective. And again, that applies across the line. Special features on the rifle scope, we've got this unique click wheel here. That click wheel is the only way you operate the scope. Some folks might go, oh wait, I've got one button for a complex optic. It's actually pretty intuitive. One button to select things, one wheel to cycle back and forth on everything. It works really, really quickly. We've been pretty happy with how that user interface turned out. And then a pretty unique one here is the clip-on thermal unit. You've got your normal day scope that's attached to your firearm. It's sighted in already. You don't want to have to go through and get a whole new gun or take off your scope and have to re-zero it. Now you don't have to. You could take this clip-on unit, use it as a handheld with the little eyepiece here. Got a nice comfortable eyepiece to use it just like you would the handheld scanner. All the same features and functions. Or you can then adapt it using the clip-on adapter. What this is going to do, it's going to attach to your day scope's objective lens using this little quick detach lever. And this will absolutely hold up under recoil and maintain your point of impact, and sits right in front of your optic. Your day scope can view the screen. It's already calibrated for that, for the magnified image through your rifle scope. View your thermal image on the screen. You use your crosshairs from your day scope, so you have a familiar field of view through there, familiar target acquisition, and hunt what you're aiming for. Now, for those of you folks that are new to the thermal optics game entirely, I want to go over a few little technical differences between some of these optics, specifically focused on the objective lens diameter. As you can see here, we've got two different objective lens diameters on these different items, and it's 35 on this lower range, and on the ones here on the stands are all 50 millimeter. For the rifle scope and the handheld, what that's going to do effectively is adjust your magnification, your base optical magnification that the sensor can see. Your 35 millimeter models are going to be 2.3 to 9.2x on your magnification roughly, and your 50 millimeter models are going to be 3.3 to 13.2. So you've got a little bit higher magnification, a little less field of view, but at a higher zoom, so you can actually see a little bit further out with the 50 millimeter models. Now on the clip-ons, it's a little different because both of these start out at 1x because they're using your day scope's magnification. The other differences, while they do apply to the rifle scope and the handheld, they're not the most apparent difference. So getting into detail on the clip-ons, the 35 millimeter is going to have a wider field of view because it's a shorter focal length. And then you've got your 50 millimeter that has a greater depth of field and increased image performance. Just kind of let you know how a lot of folks tend to use these. A lot of folks will have your handheld scanner and use that to kind of scan the field and keep an eye on what's going on as they're calling, perhaps as their caller is running, pan the whole field, find out where heat signatures are coming from before transitioning over to their weapon-mounted optic. Once they've got their target acquired, if you will, they'll transition over to their rifle-mounted optic and we'll be able to engage the target. That's one of the things that makes the clip-on kind of neat, is it's the versatility of both in one package, being able to swap back and forth relatively quickly between handheld operation and rifle-mounted operation is pretty handy. Looking forward to seeing these out in y'all's hands and getting some video clips maybe through the handheld, see what you guys can get. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any questions specific to the thermal optics, feel free to check out burrisoptics.com or check the link in the description.